guys and dolls, welcome back to my channel. Today's another wonderful Wednesday and I'm super excited because today is the first day in our spirituality series. So this week we'll be discussing how to deal with anxiety, how to deal with stress. As you all know, pop culture culture is really centered around different aspects of African lifestyle, African culture, specifically West African culture, okay? And while I bring you different traditional cultural practices in regards to relationships, with regards to sexuality, you name it, I also want to bring spirituality into the mix because it is something that is really important to me, something that I have been pondering, been researching on, and I'm slowly finding my footing when it comes to this spiritual business, okay? So how do I deal and cope with anxiety? I look from within. I look at spirit, right? Spirit itself, spirit is life, right? That is what makes us beings. Without our spirit, we are nothing, we are non-existent. It's just flesh and utter death, right? So our spirits, our life, our being, our breath, scientifically is energy, okay? And within our physical forms, there are different points of energy, right, that the body is made of, okay? And so the thing is, when you have stress and anxiety, that means something is triggering these points of energy and upsetting these points of energy. So what you need to do is figure out a way to balance it, okay? So what happens when you're super stressed, when there's a bill to pay that you cannot pay and that you have to, when someone that is very important to you is perhaps might pass away and you're not sure what to do about it, when you're dealing with a breakup, which is essentially a deep moment of loss for a lot of people, how do you deal with it, right? First, I noticed that I get heart palpitations, very strong heart palpitations. I'm in like, I'm almost really stiff in the neck, okay? I'm very afraid, and sometimes I cry a lot, but this crying helps me release these negative energy inside me, right? So two very important things I discovered that really help me is meditation that is centered around acceptance. That's the first thing. You think, what's the worst that can happen? You become homeless. You lose someone you absolutely love. Maybe you lose your mind. Okay? What's the worst that can actually happen? Then all the heart palpitations come in. Then you say to yourself, I'm going to take 5 minutes out to think about this, to breathe and to accept and to release that energy into the universe so that it's no longer necessarily my problem. My next step will be just solutions, period. So I take this moment out during my meditation and I think, I close my eyes, I straighten my back, I put my hands on my knees, I breathe. I think about the problem, I think about the worst case scenario, and then I breathe out the issue, I breathe out the problem, and it's usually in the form of tears. I cry it out, and then I breathe. I've handed my problems out to the universe. I've said, I acknowledge this is how this has come to be. Perhaps I was irresponsible, perhaps life just happened. I've heard you, I've received it, and I'm releasing this emotion to you. Now I can focus on a solution. Calling people, doing what I have to do, you know what I mean? Visiting the people I love, getting my money together, perhaps packing out of my place and going to live with someone, cutting my expenses. I just make a plan right after that, right? A practical plan, as I have released these emotions already to the universe. The second way I deal with it is going to the therapy route, the self-therapy route, particularly EFT, which is the emotional freedom technique of tapping. Right? So I focus on EFT tapping, and if you've never heard of EFT tapping, it's basically a form of releasing and resetting the energy points in the body, right? In acupuncture, I think there are 14 different energy points in the body, right? But with EFT tapping, I'm trying to activate like 8 to 10 of those, or reset 8 to 10 of those energy points within my body. So by doing so, I literally feel extremely relaxed. And it's something that I really want to share with the world, because a friend of mine introduced this to me in December of 2017 when I was going through a very difficult relationship transition in my life, so to speak. And it really helped me balance my emotions, balance myself, and reset my mind in a way that I found to be quite magical, actually. First thing I do when it comes to EFT tapping is identify those points in your body, right? So it's the top of the head, you know, it's right here in the hands, the karate chop end of the hands, it's between your eyebrows, it's the side corner of your eyes, it's right under the eye socket, it's right under above the under the nose, it's under the chin, it's your collarbone, it's right under your armpit area here. And these are the parts of the body that when I tap into, I just feel super relaxed. I feel like I'm calm. I feel like I am, you know, like my spirit is much calmer. So the most important thing is balancing the energies in the body and not like upsetting them with thoughts, because it's all in your mind. And I'm sure you guys know this already, but if you don't know this already, everything is literally all in your mind. Your state of being, your happiness, your sadness, your joy, everything. Yes, it can be triggered by circumstances around you, but it's all in your mind, the way you process the events that happen in your life. With EFT tapping, you're basically telling yourself affirmations. You're telling yourself what the problem is. You're assessing the intensity of this problem and this emotion. So you sit and you tell yourself, okay, so on a range of 1 to 10, I am feeling extremely anxious. I am at a level 9 of intensity of this emotion. So then you say to yourself, okay, so my goal with this tapping is to reduce it at least by 2 points so that I am not super stressed, right? An example would be, even though my village people have decided to rob my destiny today, I'm not worried because I know Amadioha is going to handle them. Even though I'm super stressed because my village people have decided that they're going to put a hex on me, I'm not worried because I know Amadioha is really going to handle them. No! I know that's funny or whatever, but don't do that. That's not the proper way to EFT, okay? So the proper way is to literally channel what matters and stop rambling, get into the core of it. It's not your village people chasing you, it's the fact that you're afraid of fear of failure from this exam and what it will mean in your life. So what you do is tap properly, channel the right thoughts, okay? Channel the positive energy, because that's what you're trying to balance, right, within the body. So you say to yourself, even though I'm very afraid that I'm going to fail this exam, I know that I have studied really hard and I am a reflection of the divine. And hence, by all means, I am going to excel at this exam. I'm going to do well. I'm going to focus, and I'm just going to keep studying. Even though I feel like my village people are chasing me and trying to put a hex on me, I know that that is not the case and that I am the author, the finisher. I am responsible for my destiny, and as a result, I'm going to work hard and I'm going to do well. I'm going to do well. I am not afraid right now. I am going to do well. I tell myself these things. I tell myself these thoughts as I tap throughout the different energy points in my body, okay? And so I'm going to share in the description box a link with a few people who are going to teach you how to do proper EFT, okay? Because this has really, really worked for me. When I'm in a very heightened state of anxiety, I tap, I explain the problem, and then I affirm myself, okay? And I keep doing this throughout, okay? You can do it with a prayer, you can do it with just, you know, like the affirmations and stating the issue, and at the end you see where your energy points are, you see how much the stress has reduced, how much the anxiety has gone down. It really, really works. So this part of a spiritual series is basically learning how to balance the energies within your body. And I'm sure there are a ton of African spirituality techniques that help with these as well. But I reckon that this is probably something Asian, I'm not sure, but we'll keep researching and bringing to you guys different ways of balancing your energies. And these are ways to just help us move forward as a people when we know how to deal with certain, you know, things in our lives. So instead of going through into a deep depression, instead of going through, you know, like maybe even killing yourself or doing something drastic and wild and crazy and irrational, I think it's important to find spiritual ways, technical ways to deal with anxiety, to deal with stress, so that instead of wallowing, you are finding productive ways to move forward and tackle the cause of your stress, or the cause of your anxieties. So that's all I have for you guys this week, and until next week, I've been your host Lachi Chimambo. Please do not forget to subscribe to Pop Salt and Culture right here, okay? Right here. Just go down, you see this green button that says subscribe, you see the red one right there, and you see the little bell. Just click on it so you're always notified when I have a new video. So I love you guys.